McLeod with Resource Investing News, and here today with me at PDAC is Michael Williams, President and CEO of Vendetta Mining. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Charlotte.
No problem. So let's start off by talking about Vendetta's maiden drill results from the Pegmont deposit.
Okay.
What would you highlight for investors?
Well, I think I would highlight that we've opened up a new zone and we've confirmed that the mineralization continues, but just importantly from a geological perspective, where our lead was previously higher on a 2.4 to 1 ratio from lead to zinc, we're now seeing 1 to 1. So our geological model that we thought looks like it's actual now.
Okay. Now, Pegmont has been worked on previously by a number of companies.
Yes.
How much of the data from them can you use?
That's a good question. We can use a lot to help us move forward, but a lot of the previous holes were drilled too shallow, and I don't think the previous operators understood the geological model. It was a lot more complex than previously thought. Our engineers and geologists think we figured it out now, and I think our results would prove that through. So we will be able to use some, but we still have quite a bit of drilling ahead of us to advance the project.
Okay, so next steps are going to be just more drilling?
The next step is more drilling to confirm that the mineralization continues in what we're calling Zone 5. And also we're going to test we also, throughout the last round of drilling, hit a zone close to surface, which would be paramount if you're looking at the economics of the ore body, because it's only 26 meters below the surface. We want to see how big that zone is, as well as the Zone 5, but we also need to do metallurgical testing, and that's part of the next phase.
Okay, sounds good. So Pegmont is in Australia. How is that location working to your benefit?
Well, several reasons. One, I think everybody's looking for safe political areas and jurisdictions. Country risk is paramount for a lot of institutional investors. Having been in the business for 20 years, I can understand why, and Australia certainly ticks that box off. More importantly, especially when you're looking at zinc, if you look at the overall economics of zinc projects, one of the mitigating factors is infrastructure, and we're hosted right in the middle of Mount Isa, which is one of the world's big mining districts. In Canada, it would be akin to being in Sudbury. So we're less than 25 kilometers from power, rail, and everything, and roads. So it makes our life a lot easier advancing the project. Okay,
that's good. So the consensus seems to be that zinc prices are going to be doing well in the future. Are you worried at all that your project is going to come on the scene too late to take advantage of that?
I'm always worried about that. If it were to happen tomorrow, say zinc went to $1.20, for instance, and then started to move forward, you always worry with the zinc market because it tends to get ahead of itself and it can pull back quickly, for instance, when you see Chinese production.
Right.
I think, given the fact where we are with Pegmont, we could still catch that cycle, because if we push things forward, if we're in $1.20 zinc, we will be bringing in a lot of drills to finish our drilling. We're going to be doing development drilling this year.
Okay.
We would get to PEA as rapidly as possible, if not pre-feasibility and feasibility within 24 months. We will still make the window.
Okay. And aside from zinc, Pegmont includes lead. How is the lead market looking these days?
Lead has been soft. It's harder for me to speak to lead because I don't understand the fundamentals like I do on zinc.
Yeah.
I would say, though, historically, they tend to move in tandem. So I would expect, lead and zinc tend to be around the same price. If not, lead will trade at a slight discount. I don't expect that to change moving forward. But right now, there has been a bit of a disconnect. Zinc has held its own while lead has come off.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm Charlotte McLeod with Resource Investing News.